All right, all right. The moment I have been waiting
Ooh, you
for a
sir.
while. Yeah, for me.
Yeah.
This ain't for anybody else. We do this for us. I don't care. You know what I mean?
All right. Yeah. All right.
It's just me and you. Now, hey, I've been waiting.
Hey.
Hey, they gonna make a move. Now,
Hey.
all right. Hey, okay, all right, that's enough. Don't get too turned up. We just started. Welcome back to another installment of Jump to Hyperspace. I'm your co-pilot, Anthony. Got my man's, obviously, Jake, the other co-pilot. We are here to discuss the Captain Falcon Winter Soldier.
Yes.
How fucking excited are you?
I'm excited. I'm really
You said
excited.
that with the most monotone. Are you? Are you really excited? Are you?
I don't know. I'm really.
A round of applause. How do you feel?
So can I? Well, no. The reason why I said it so monotone, it wasn't that I was thinking in the back of my head. I don't think the show is called Captain Falcon Winter Soldier. I think it's just called The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. And
it's called The Falcon?
It just threw me off. Yeah.
Oh, I'm bugging. Yeah. I'm already giving him that captain title. He gave up the shield.
Yeah, he gave up the shield. So
like, nigga, I'm Falcon.
You kind of threw me off there. That's all.
My apologies. My apologies.
That's all that was. I'm excited for the show. You know what? But to be perfectly honest with you, I gotta say the first two episodes. The second one was better. I know everybody raved about the first episode. I think it was a good episode, but I felt like it was rough to get through. All three times I watched it, it just felt kind of the first episode at least. The second episode I thought was better, a little bit better. I think it was just the pacing.
Yeah, and I think you mentioned that recently, and I was still kind of like, huh? Because the first episode had so much action. Like, you got that scene of him going through the canyons. Was that the Grand Canyons? I don't know what.
I can't remember where they were, but
they blew that shit up. And
with Bartok the Leaper,
bro, he's damping through that thing, going crazy. Who is he? Who's
Bartok
that?
the Leaper.
Who's that?
He was in the he's a Captain America villain. He was in the in the oh my goodness, the Winter Soldier. He's played by George St. Pierre. He's the opening villain.
Oh, that's who he is, huh?
The pirate, yeah.
Yeah, when he's fighting on the ship, and then he was all pissed and shit that she came there for other shit.
So he'll be back because he obviously escaped, and there's trailer footage of him elsewhere in the movie, in the show. So
he was fucking Captain America up on that shit at first.
Yeah. So it'll be So I don't know. There was just something about the first episode that kind of bugged me out. I wasn't feeling it.
Was it the hard hitting emotional part about Falcon, where they couldn't pay for the mama boat no more, the mama and daddy boat, the charter boat? Did that kind of bring a drag to it, or what? Or was that the second season? No, that was the first.
That was the first episode where they go to the bank and. Yeah, I thought that piece was. I thought it was necessary. I think it's good to look into these characters beyond their costume and beyond.
And after the blip
and beyond their adventure,
and like kind of what. Yeah, they have so much. There's so much storyline that they could really go off of. That they kind of do gotta address it in some fashion. So I guess okay. So maybe that's not. Then what is it? I don't get it. Like where are you coming from? Why don't you like it?
No, it's not that I don't like it. I just
you like it less.
Like, okay, so I'll put it this way. Once the entire series comes out, like once we get through the entire series and I'm going to go through a rewatch.
Yeah.
After the second rewatch of this, I probably won't watch the first episode again, is what I'm saying. It's kind of like, it's kind of just to me, it's a necessary part of the story.
How much of that is because you watched it 3 times already, though?
No, because I don't think I'll skip the second episode. There was nothing about the second episode that I was like, oh, this is, other than like the locker room scene. I don't think anything about that episode kind of dragged on or didn't feel like I like once it was over, I was like, oh wait, that was it. Like now I want to see Zemo.
Right.
Which was the same pacing for WandaVision. Like, I mean,
please watch this show so we can get a proper studio, both of us. Look at this. Look at this shit. Look at this fucking shit. God,
did it just fall over like that? Oh my goodness.
So stupid. All right, keep talking about my AirPods in.
All right, well.
So you just wanted to get to Baron? Really?
I didn't really want to just get to Baron. That wasn't. I think it was just the same pacing with WandaVision. Like the first episode isn't anything, anything spectacular. It's great. The first episode of WandaVision is not like this. It's not like, okay, so like I was into WandaVision, but once they had the opening, I don't remember what episode it was, but the episode that they had the blip where she comes back from the blip, that's when I was like, and it's like that fast-paced scene in the hospital where she's looking for her mom and she's running into people. And
you talking about
Monica?
You talking about Monica? You talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah,
like that's kind of when like I hopped off my couch and was like, oh. Like, okay, yeah. This is where this is going. Because the first two episodes of WandaVision don't really give you anything. And that's kind of how this is with Falcon Winter Soldier. The first two episodes are just kind of like emotional steps, but then you get that ending line at the end of episode 2 where he says, all right, we're going to go see Zemo.
Yeah.
So.
And is it so? All right, so. I mean, we were talking about it off air for a little bit. We were talking, we're trying to get a little more familiar with Zemo because from what I've read in the comics thus far is that there's different ones, or there's different ones. Like they've killed one. I was reading a 2021. It was Captain Falcon, Winter Soldier, a 2020 version, written by I think Robert Landy or something like that. I could get that information in a second, but and basically in that one they were just calling him Zemo, and it was because he had taken the mantle from the one that Captain America destroyed or killed or something like that.
Okay.
And so
okay,
it's interesting to see where they're going to go with this character in MCU. Because they could go so many different ways from what I've been seeing thus far in the comics. So like Helmet obviously is Helmet. Helmet. I don't know how to say that. I'm going to be honest.
I just say Helmet.
Helmet.
That's
okay.
Helmet.
Helmet Zemo. Helmet Zemo. Zemo? Like Venmo, but with a Z? Zemo.
No, Zemo.
Like Nemo, but with a Z.
Like Nemo, but with a Z. It's all Disney
Bet
properties.
it up.
They could give us a crossover.
Yeah. Okay. So, Helmet Zemo obviously is the character they've chosen. I wonder if do you think they'll do an origin of the Zemo in episode 3? Maybe a little bit more backstory? He kind of touches on it in, is it Civil War?
Yeah, I don't know. We might get something. I don't think we're gonna get a whole lot. Yeah, I don't know. It'll be very interesting to see what Zemo's purpose is for this one.
Yeah,
and what they're gonna do with him,
and like the picture that they've shown of him. I'm gonna try to look it up real quick now, but just the picture that they've shown of him is already dope. Like of what his character is gonna look like.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, and I love that actor too. I can't remember his name, but
yeah, he was great. I think did we talk about that in like off air as well, like in Civil War, how dope he was. Like he was a master manipulator. He was cold. Like he had that Hydra coldness to him. You know, like Hydra, they're very evil. And like when he drowned that dude, I think we were talking about it. You thought how like crazy it was that he drove, like how smart he was and how calm he was driving his car into this person's like yard or like fence
up into the front yard and into his car.
Yeah,
like jumps the curb and
he was just so meticulous and like everything was thought out, and you could tell like he's a straight up killer, but he has like this calmness to him, which I love.
The thing that I like about Zemo is because what they've done is they've turned him into a relatable villain, because it shows that he's basically a product of the Avengers' destruction, and the kind of not I guess the destruction, that's not a good word. Collateral damage, I guess, is the better word. Better phrase.
But I mean, he came close though. Steve and Tony almost killed each other. Had Bucky not been there?
Yeah, almost.
They're fucking each other up. So he came pretty close to destroying them, I would say. Maybe.
I would say so. But I think, no, I'm just saying it's relatable because he is a product, because, living in Sokovia and his family dying as a result of Ultron. I think I think kind of makes him a relatable villain.
Yeah, just not like he's not like alien. He's not just a normal dude with a certain set of skills who has a personal vendetta towards the Avengers and what they do.
Yeah, he's fucking calculating. I like his character. I'm very interested to see what they're gonna do with him, and because obviously he's gonna get loose. They're gonna break him out, and he's gonna escape. He's gonna get away from Bucky and and Sam.
What if Bucky and them break him out because they need him or something?
Well, that's what they're gonna do.
They're about to break him out, or are they just going to talk to him?
I think they're gonna break him out.
That'd be fucking sick.
I think they're gonna break him out because I don't think they're gonna let him talk to him. They're not, first of all, he's not getting a visitor's pass. Bucky's not getting a visitor's pass, and neither Zemo's not getting visitors. So I think they're gonna have to break him out.
True. And I mean, Bucky's he's free, but he's not. Like, he's really technically on a pardon. So he's kind of got to be on his P's and Q's and shit, you would think, right?
Well, he definitely does. That's why Sam's kind of reluctant, I think, to go. That's why he kind of looks sideways at Bucky, and he's like, all right, we'll go see Zemo. Because, I guess now that he talked to the therapist about having so we'll see how that all spins out. Because obviously Bucky got arrested for having the court mandated.
Oh yeah. He skipped out.
He skipped out on and that was because he traveled to Baltimore. So I wonder if so you know what? Never mind. Because the new Captain America, John, got him cleared so that he doesn't have to do his therapy anymore. So
that's right. He does. And that scene, he's all super cocky about it.
So
they're captain, like he's their captain.
And then he's all pissed off because they don't want to help. Which I understand. Whose side are you on between Sam and between Sam and Bucky and giving up the shield and
giving up the shield.
Yeah, what do you think about that whole situation?
If you're gonna give up the shield, I don't know. Hold on. He shouldn't have. It's hard, man, because I can see kind of both. Well, he doesn't really explain enough as to why he gave it up. He just said he didn't want it. So I would like to see, because it's going to come to a head. Because remember, in episode 2, they're doing the awkward like couple thing where they're sitting and soul gazing, and they fucking make.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, great scene. And he asks him. And he keeps asking him, and he wants to know, like, why did you give it up? But Sam always deflects, or kind of like, yeah, he deflects in a way where he's like, I gave it up for my own reasons. You know what I'm saying? He's like, why don't you think, like, did you or Steve ever, like, take a second to think, like, maybe I had my reasons? Right. And it's like, so we're obviously going to, in some later on in these episodes, we're going to find out what his actual reason was. But this is what I would say, is if you were going to give up the shield, why the fuck do you care who takes up the mantle then? You clearly didn't want to do it for whatever reason you did it for, but why are you upset that somebody else took up the mantle? For the past 10 years, this is all we've known. That's all they've known is a Captain America. And now that Captain's gone.
Yeah.
And do you think they really even explained how Captain left?
No, that's another big question. We don't know where Cap is. That's why that guy in the first episode was mentioning about, where do you think he is? Is he on the moon? And I think, in Sam's defense, I think he thought it was going to stay in the Smithsonian. Obviously, he was lied to.
Right.
But I think, and I think this is where it kind of comes to a head because I think Bucky is upset that, like if Sam, because he has that, he says if he was wrong about you, then he was wrong about me.
Yep.
And I think, because I still think that, I think Bucky and Sam had a private conversation about the ending of Endgame, like what Steve was going to do. Like, I think Bucky knew exactly. I think Bucky knew exactly that Steve was going to stay there, and he was going to come back and give the shield to Sam. I think he and Bucky had a conversation about whether or not he or Sam should get the shield.
I think you're onto something, because in that end scene, he was like, when he comes back, when Sam's like freaking out, he's like, where is he? Bring him back. Bucky was super duper calm, and he was like, somebody's waiting for you over there.
Well, and when he hugs him too,
he knew what was getting ready to come.
Yeah. One and two, when they hug each other right before he leaves, he says, "Don't do anything stupid till I get back."
He's like, "How can I when you're taking all the stupid with you?"
Yeah, I think Buck knew exactly what Steve was going to do. And I think they also had a conversation about not necessarily like who do you think should get the shield, but I think he had a conversation about, I think I'm going to give the shield to Sam, and these are my reasonings. I think you still have your head issues. This shield needs to, I think it belongs to Sam at this point.
Yeah.
And I think then at that point, when Sam says, "Well, I'm not good enough for it," I think it kind of rocked Bucky a little bit.
Yeah, because he's definitely still in the process of figuring out who the hell he is as a person,
Mm-hmm.
And I think they make a good point of referencing it. I think himself when he was at the bar on that date, she's like, "How old are you?" He's like 100 and something. or whatever.
Yeah.
Or no, maybe not when he was talking to her.
106.
Yeah, maybe not when he was talking to her. But I remember him talking and saying like, "Well, you know, I was gone for 70 years. I was fighting a war, and then I come back and had to fight another one, or something like that, something along the lines of that." And he's kind of like Steve, like he never really got a chance to figure out who he was, and Steve took advantage of it apparently, from what we can tell.
Yeah,
and went back in time to figure out who he was, you know, to live those years that he lost.
Right.
From what we see.
Well, I don't think Bucky is. I don't know. Because I would like to think that Bucky wouldn't be clamoring for the shield, so to speak.
No, I don't think that's the vibe either.
But at the same time, I also think somewhere he thinks that, well, if he gave it to Sam, it's, you know, like there's some, I don't know how to explain it. Like if Sam didn't feel he was good enough for it, I don't know where that thought is going, but something I think about Sam, about the decision to give Sam the shield, always kind of stuck with Bucky. Maybe it's the fact that Steve thought that Sam was the better of the two, and if Sam doesn't think he's the better of the two, then what does that make Bucky?
True. Yeah. Yeah, he kind of almost figures out what his self-worth is through Captain's decisions.
Mm-hmm.
And that's and I think that's something that they're still gonna like let him figure out as the shows go on. A little more.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because if you think about it, we don't have a lot of characters.
Well, we only got 6 episodes. We only got 4 left. I don't know how much.
What? Are you serious?
Sure
there's only 6 episodes.
6. I'm like 99.9% sure.
Bro, what?
Within the time that we put this together and edit it, I'll definitely know, but I'm pretty sure it's only 6 episodes.
That is correct.
That's a fucking bummer.
I like that. Like, again, we have this discussion all the time, but
no, I want more.
Please, sir, I want some more.
I know you want more, but give me a little bit right now. Just give me a little bit, and then see where it goes.
Want more.
I know you do.
Want more.
I know you do.
Please, sir, I want some more.
Only because of the simple fact, again, like I told you, we had this conversation, I believe, on a different episode, one of our test episodes, where like I'm new to the game. I want as much as I can get. Throw it at me.
I know. Well, that's why you have the Marvel Unlimited.
Facts, man. Shout out again. We talk about it every time.
Shout out to Marvel Unlimited. You can get it.
Sponsor this podcast because we're going up only. I promise. Sponsor this podcast. Put us on your page.
Facts. So, but like that's. I need a little bit here, a little bit there, and then you give me a nice big blockbuster movie. Yeah. Then you give me a little bit here and a little bit there, and you give me another.
Give it to me all. Give it all to me.
Yeah. I mean, and I get that too. I don't want to wait either. That's the thing. If they could just dump it all on Disney Plus right now, that'd be fantastic.
Ooh.
I would love it. Thank you very much. Appreciate you.
PTO. I would take PTO.
But, you know what I'm saying? Kick my feet up. I'll quit my job. Let's go.
I'll tell you what.
Marvel, they won't have any more. They won't have any.
Price, shit. You're going to need a job. For real. Sorry, I'll just put this one in. Damn it.
Right? Oh, my God. I'm glad I locked in the year.
I haven't even used ESPN Plus yet. Stupid ass shit. I'm pissed.
It's trash. Oh, sorry.
It's so butt.
It's
sorry.
It is butt. I'm sorry, you guys, but it's not that great.
It's not. We're good.
I shouldn't have to pay more for statistics. I know you pay these people good money to find these ridiculous statistics, but
it's really that dumbass UFC crossover shit that they tried to do. That's really what it is.
Oh, that's
That's what I believe was supposed to pioneer that ESPN Plus shit. But y'all fucked up.
Well, you fucked up was when you tried to get me to pay a monthly subscription and then you want me to pay for 2 pay-per-views a month too? Nah, I'm good.
You got me tripping. My pockets ain't.
No, I'm good.
I'm good. Like that,
Thank you.
But we kind of got off topic. However, I just wanted to say this. Shout out to that detail, the Kobe Bryant detail shit that they got on ESPN Plus. I will say that shit is dope.
That's fun. The detail is cool with Phil Jackson.
All the details are fucking dope. I will be honest with you. And the Kobe one that they had was super sick.
Teach my kids the triangle.
You dug it.
You know what I'm saying?
Get them started early.
We winning all the championships.
Yo, for real.
Starting dynasties.
We got super off
triangle on the football field. Yeah, we did.
Started talking about Kobe and his how super dope he was. R.I.P. to that black superhero.
Yeah. If this ever reaches the ears, congratulations to his daughter. She made it into USC today.
Yeah, that was fucking sick, man.
That was cool.
That's super dope. I didn't get a chance to read up more on it, but how about you? Do you know if she's gonna go for like sports or anything, or is she just going for?
I have no idea. I just saw something on Sports Center about her.
Yeah, he was fucking intelligent, so I know his kids are. But I'm all out, unfortunately. Speaking about black superheroes.
Yeah.
See that professional transition? I'm working on my segues.
I like that. Thank you very much. So,
Captain America, aka say his name, Isaiah Bradley.
Woo!
What's up, man? That was a fucking shocker. Had no idea.
I didn't think he was coming in so early. I had seen rumblings that he was supposed to show up in the show. I did not expect him to show up in the second episode, and I did not expect such a heavy blow. That
the way,
like even still, like, yeah, I got chills every time. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah. So in the comic, if you guys aren't familiar, it was Jake put me on it. It's called Truth, Black or Red, White, and Black. So basically, just a little backstory of Black Cap from what I've gotten so far. What I've been reading is that he was part of the military group, all black battalion, about 300 of them. And then what they do from there was these Dr. Reinstein, who is one of the creators of the serum, and some other, probably like some, I think his name's Homer Tully or something like that. I want to say he's kind of like a lawyer or something. Who knows? Whatever. It doesn't matter. So they fucking, they round up all these black folk, and they go, they're like, yo, we need these black people. We're about to test on them. Blase, blase, blase. And the comic is kind of dope because it touches on a lot of like how dirty they did black people during that time, especially during the war times, and how they like tested on them and things of that nature. And so basically they tested on these black people. Only a few of them make it, Isaiah Bradley being one of them, and a couple of other guys. And then from there, that's about as far as I got. But they basically just killed off all these black people in the comics. It was fucking nuts, man. Like it was crazy. I highly suggest you read it. It's great. It's by we'll put the name of the artist here. Boom. But yeah, the writer rather. But it's really good. If you get a chance to dive into it, you definitely should. But yeah, like you said, I can't believe I had no idea. I had no idea that they would bring him into the show. I mean, it does make sense given the times and how people are placating towards black people, and trying to show that they're allies in the ways that they can. And they just so happens Disney can do it by film, do it through film. They even had that scene where after visiting Isaiah Bradley, I don't want to get too far ahead, but even after visiting him, the cops pull up on him and stuff like that. But let's go back to Isaiah Bradley and like your knowledge of him, and when did you first come to what is it? I don't even know what to say. Contact. Like, when did you first
like when did I learn about him?
Yeah,
probably about. I didn't really learn about him until I want to say a few weeks ago, when they really started talking about bringing him into the show. When I started seeing stuff about it, I had heard that there was a black cap. I didn't really read the comic at the time that it was rolling out. I know it rolled out around 2003. But at that time I wasn't. I don't know. I never got around to reading it. Mm-hmm. I don't even think it was even really on my radar. But especially Marvel Comics at that time, I think I told you that in pre-production in our pre-pro.
Oh yeah. Like how DC.
I was more of a. Yeah, I'm more of a DC guy. All this Marvel stuff is I have pretty good knowledge of it, but it's not really there at the forefront like DC would be.
For sure. So yeah, you just kind of heard about him.
But
recently.
So I'm not really too familiar with it. I do think that the story is very interesting. I'm very excited to see where they go with this one.
Yeah.
Especially because his grandson is supposed to be, excuse me, his grandson is a young Avenger. Elijah, yeah, he's a young Avenger.
I haven't really gotten in too deep into Young Avengers. Obviously, I'm just starting out, but
no, neither have I.
So it's him.
But
it's the twins. Who do you know? Who else might be in there?
Oh God, it's Kate Bishop, who is
Hawkeye's daughter, right?
Hawkeye's daughter, Kate Bishop, and then oh my God, why can't I think of her name? Cassie Lang. Sorry, Cassie Lang.
Ant-Man's daughter?
One. Yep, Ant-Man's daughter. So it should be a pretty good. They should be coming in there pretty heavy with it seems like they're leaning very heavily towards the Young Avengers. Sorry.
Like building up those arcs for later on.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. Yeah.
And
he comes in, he comes in as Patriot, and I think that's what they're leading up to. I think they kind of want to stick to I think they want to bring everybody through, because I think doing the Young Avengers will be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Watch a whole new group of heroes grow up over the next 10 years.
Powerful.
But I hope we get I kind of want a scene I want like a flashback scene of an Isaiah Bradley.
Ooh.
Whether it's his fight with Bucky, or maybe some of like the experimentation that he went through. I hope we get some of that.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I would obviously, I'll take both of them, but if I had to choose between those two, you see one serum entering, you've seen them all. I want to see that fight against Bucky, where he said he straight up, he was like, "Yeah, I ripped your shit off." Remember that? Back in Korea,
yep.
Huh? You pussy. Pussy.
I would love to see if they, because I kind of want. I think they're gonna want to pull on your heartstrings a little bit.
Yeah, with the black stuff.
So if we, I think, and not only that, but just the torture he went through over 30 years.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking God. And I think that we might get a scene of him being tortured by the Nazis, or I guess Hydra. But I think what would be great is if we get that scene, but within that scene, we're getting flashbacks of his fight with Bucky.
Okay. So in the comic, it's the Americans who decide to go forth with it. They just hire Dr. Reinstein to come through and do it, because then they have, it's like 8 of them, and they only built them in contrast to what Hydra built.
Okay.
For super soldiers. Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So that would be fucking sick. Maybe because remember in that is it what is it? Is it Civil War? Yeah, it is Civil War. When Zemo takes him, Zemo goes to that place that was buried in the snow or whatever, and then he goes down.
Oh, you think he was a part of that?
The 8 super soldiers. There were super soldiers in there, remember?
Oh, bro. You think they took some of Isaiah's blood for that?
Man.
You think he was a part of that? Bro, you think they're going to bring it full back? You think he was part of that? Or do you think they just took Bucky's shit?
No, they tested. So that's the thing. Captain America was made already. So in the 2003 comic, Captain America was made, and he was doing this thing, blah 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 blah. Because they show Isaiah reading Captain America, comic in the comic, and so I think that it's like a new batch of super soldiers, which is no, I don't think that. Maybe he was part of that old super soldier stuff.
Well, that's what I was wondering, because Bucky is because they experimented on Bucky.
Mm-hmm. They did.
So I'm wondering, was Isaiah back there somewhere too?
Or maybe he was still okay. So I can still see this. Maybe there's a whole bunch of super soldiers.
Well, because
Marvel hasn't released that the U.S. made, because we know from the comic that Isaiah Bradley is American. And he's a super soldier. And we know for a fact he kind of got the same shit that Steve got. Serum-wise. Yep. So was he made in response to what Hydra was making back then? The Bucky's and the other ones that he was fighting in the cage and shit. And maybe they uncover a whole bunch of other super soldiers. No. I don't know. Because in that scene, you got to read the. I can't wait for you to read the comic. Ooh, I can't wait.
All right. I'll get down on that tonight after we get off on here.
Okay.
So what if?
Okay.
And this is just my thought, because we're touching on so many different real world issues.
True. Very true.
What if they start touching on the U.S. government or Hydra, because Hydra was within S.H.I.E.L.D. and what if this kind of touches on the U.S. government using black people to experiment with vaccines and things of that nature. And so what if they kind of put a spin on that, and behind closed doors they were like, oh shit, like Cap worked, like that actually worked.
Yeah.
But that worked because Cap had not only the mental, but he had the heart as well.
Yeah.
But they're like, well, fuck it. Like, what happens if we just stick it random individuals to try to create an army of super soldiers? And they say, well, we can't expend our best white soldiers, so they expend however many soldiers it was, and Isaiah ends up surviving because he was kept a secret.
This is the comic. You're literally explaining
Is it really?
the comic.
Oh,
bro,
shit.
Yes.
I haven't even read it yet.
Bro,
so
you're literally explaining it. Like, it's crazy
so
how deep it goes.
That more than then they might
This is when they figured out that men bled the same. Like in the comic, they were like, oh, we need black blood ASAP, like stat. We need an order of it stat, because they were fucking killing these black people, experimenting on them, and they're like, we need this shit stat, and they're like, well, we don't have any, and then they were like, well, we have white blood though, like we have white boy blood, and they were like, bring it in. They did tests on it, and they were like, there is no difference in the blood, blah 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 blah. Like it was crazy. I was like, these motherfuckers is.
I mean, I believe it, man. I believe it.
Do, though. Like that's what they did back in the day. Is they touch on like real world issues and shit. That's kind of what they did.
Yeah, pulling any punches.
They were.
So I think that that's kind of where that's going.
I like it. If that is the case, then I'm super excited for that.
And I think, because I mean, you look at it and they go, well, because the U.S. government has to, and SHIELD had to have known that Bucky was a super soldier.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's not like, I think it's, like to me, like they're trying to play it off that there's other super soldiers out there. Like it's supposed to be a surprise, but I don't think it should be.
You don't think it should be as much of a surprise as they're trying to make it?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think it should be. But what I want to know is where these kids came from. Like, I guess, yeah, the surprise of who the super soldiers are right now should be a surprise. And I wonder if somebody came across a hidden vat of and maybe that's the power broker. Maybe the power broker knew that Isaiah Bradley existed, and there was all these. There had to have been blood put on ice.
Mm-hmm.
His blood put on ice over 30 years, and somehow these kids got a hold of it, probably through the power broker.
I'm thinking through the power broker. I'm thinking through the power broker as well.
I'm guessing the power broker got his hands on, and I'm guessing it's Isaiah's, and that's why they're bringing. I think that's going to be the end all be all, and like that's kind of his end all be all is he's the link to these other super soldiers, unwillingly, of course, but
I'm excited.
That's kind of the emotional link, I think.
So is that your theory for the night?
Yeah, man. I think, man, I don't know. A lot could happen in 6 episodes.
They're longer too, aren't they?
Yeah, they're about 50 minutes. What I would love to see is, I would love to. My theory is that yes, that the power broker got his hands on Isaiah Bradley's blood, and the power broker very well could have been somebody who experimented, and maybe was maybe double dipping, maybe storing a little bit for himself.
Yeah, I think the power broker is.
But why? That's my big question: is the why?
Why now? Like bring out these super soldiers?
And did these kids? Well, that's my question. Was it pre-blip or post? Like, were these kids given their powers pre or post? Like after half of humanity disappeared, did they get their serum, or after everybody came back and they're just now getting? They're like just now because they seem to have a pretty good hold of
what they can do,
and I don't.
Yeah,
and I think this takes place before WandaVision. Actually,
really,
I will find that out here at the end of this episode. And
okay,
cut and paste that in there somewhere. But yeah, I think I think this takes place before WandaVision.
Oh wow, okay.
No, after. It takes place after.
After.
I'm thinking wrong. Yeah, it takes place after.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah. Maybe same time.
I think.
I mean, because the timelines don't really cross, like the storylines don't really cross each other at all. Unless, I mean, we don't know that for a fact, though. We don't know, like maybe Sword or something has an appearance in this episode too, with this series. I doubt it. I think it's Sam. All right. So you asked me the question earlier, did I agree with Sam? I would say no. At this time, I didn't agree with Sam because he's acting all bitty about it now.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to know what his reason is for giving it up.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Can we confirm that he will? Do you have strong belief that he will eventually take up the mantle over Johnny Walker, the UFC fighter?
Yeah, I think they're gonna steal it from him.
Oh yeah, you did say
how
that.
they're gonna steal it from him. I don't know, but that's
because he did say we need to get that shield back. He did say that.
Yeah,
he made that.
And
very
how
clear.
they're gonna and I on Johnny on good old Johnny, not so good old Johnny.
Yeah, he's a killer. He's a serial killer.
Yeah, man, I don't know about him, and I don't. He's got to have some sort of physical enhancement done to him.
You think so? For him to be throwing that shield like that, and it was coming back to him.
Yeah,
he was whipping that shield. I thought it was Captain America at first. I'm like, damn.
Well, and for him to be like holding his own too against super soldiers.
Yeah,
I think. I think
without
he's
any
definitely got
abilities.
Yeah, he's got to have something. There's got to be something. Maybe there isn't, but
maybe he's just the perfect specimen.
He might be. He might just be.
Maybe he's the true Captain America.
That's
doing all that
statement.
without a serum.
Wow, yeah, but he wouldn't jump on a grenade without a reinforced helmet.
Actually, he did 3 times.
No, without a reinforced helmet. Cap just jumped on one.
Oh, okay.
Remember he makes
in
that.
the
He's
test.
sitting in the back of the truck.
He didn't do it when he was real. He went out here really jumping on them. They had that nigga toting around being a fucking monkey.
But they didn't know. He didn't know it wasn't real. He didn't know it was a dud grenade. He just jumped on it.
Okay, fine.
This dude knew he was jumping on grenades, but he knew he was protected. So who's really the braver person there?
All right. Listen, I'm not gonna argue with you. I ain't gonna argue with you because for the simple fact you can't argue about Captain. We already know that's what he do.
We already know that.
He'll break the rules.
We already know.
If it means protecting, if it means to fight another day.
Yep. He could do it all day.
He definitely could.
And we could do this all day.
But we
gotta cut it down.
I am gonna say Zemo somehow is running that shit as the power broker. He has some connection to the power broker. That's
you think Zemo? You think he is, or do you think he has connection?
I think he has connection.
Put some conviction on it.
I think he has connection. Deep connection.
Okay. Deep connections.
Deep. He's running that shit from prison.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like a real gangster. Like
he
Suge
might
Knight.
be.
I don't know if Suge is running shit from jail.
I mean, when you're playing chess with yourself in prison, you know you're up to no good.
This is true. Every villain plays chess.
Like, when you have opera music and you're playing chess with yourself in prison, you know that there's nothing else to be said.
It's a serial killer, 100%.
You might as well just have a big old neon sign on the door that says "Not to be fucked with."
Right? Here to kill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm here for. I'm just here to kill.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time.
I'm here for a killing. I'm here for a good killing.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, shit, we're gonna wrap this one up.
All right.
You already know what it is, man. Again, we will see you. We'll probably do episode 3, 4. Maybe we'll just do 3. We'll figure it out.
We'll see. We'll see what the bombshells are in episode 3. We'll see what the bombshells are.
We'll see if it's worth talking about. And I still got some comics to read, so get off my back about it. We'll upload when we upload.
I'm just saying, yeah, we doing it.
We'll upload. We'll upload on time. We'll definitely upload. All right, thanks so much for listening.
Thank you
and watching. If you're on YouTube, this is another installment. Jump to Hyperspace. My co-pilot, Jake. You're the co-pilot. Your boy. See you next time.
Good night, ladies and gentlemen.